There's a quiet kind of exhaustion that doesn't show on your face. It hides behind your smile, in the place where peace used to live. I know that feeling, because I once carried it myself. You keep moving, doing, fixing, trying to stay ahead of that familiar ache in your chest. You tell yourself, I'm just tired, but deep down you know it's more than that. It's the weight of carrying too much for too long. You're not broken, you're simply human. And maybe tonight, for the first time in a long while, it's okay to stop trying to hold the whole world together. If you're still listening, take one slow breath. Then write something down for yourself, not for anyone to see. Write, I'm ready to find calm again. Because sometimes peace begins with nothing more than admitting you're ready for it. There was a time when I couldn't escape that same quiet tension. It started in my chest and spread until my whole body forgot what peace felt like. It always came at night, when the house was silent, when the only sound was the clock and every unfinished worry came alive. I would lie awake, staring at the ceiling, my mind spinning stories that never happened, convincing myself that if I thought harder, I could stay safe. But I learned something in those long nights. I wasn't afraid of the future. I was addicted to control. And control, my friend, is just fear wearing a suit of logic. Worry felt like doing something, but it was stealing everything. My sleep, my health, my joy. It was a silent thief I invited through the front door every single day. One night I'd had enough. I sat in the dark and simply breathed, really breathed, for the first time in years. And I asked myself a question that changed my life. What if I could live just this day, fully, without trying to predict tomorrow? That question broke the chains, because worry has never solved a single problem. It doesn't pay bills, it doesn't heal hearts. It only poisons the present and calls it preparation. From that moment on, I began closing the doors on yesterday and tomorrow, and I discovered that peace lives only here, in today. You see, worry isn't just a thought, it's a storm that lives inside the body. Your chest tightens, your breath shortens, your pulse races as if a tiger were chasing you. But the tiger isn't real, it's only an unpaid bill, a deadline, a memory. The body doesn't know the difference, so it rings the alarm again and again until you forget what calm feels like. When I finally understood that, I stopped judging myself for being anxious. I realized my body was only trying to protect me, it just didn't know how to stop. So I taught it, one breath at a time. If you're feeling that same weight, pause right now. Take one deep breath in through your nose and let it out slowly. You've already begun to take control, not by thinking, but by feeling. For years, control was my prison. I planned every detail, every possibility, and when something went wrong, I blamed myself for not seeing it coming. That wasn't strength. It was fear disguised as order. There are 3 signs you might be living that same way. First, you replay old conversations trying to fix what's already finished. Second, you fill your schedule so full that even success feels empty. And third, you trust no one to help because no one can do it right. The truth is, peace begins where control ends. You don't lose power by letting go. You gain it. Start small. When your chest tightens, stop. Take one slow breath. Ask yourself, is this mine to carry? If it isn't, put it down. Let silence handle what your mind cannot. I learned this lesson as a young man in New York City. I was selling trucks I didn't care about, living in a small rented room that smelled of dust and loneliness. Each night I came home with a headache and the taste of defeat. The walls were thin, the floor creaked, and even the cockroaches seemed busier than I was. One evening I looked in the mirror and saw a man disappearing, not from failure, but from fear. And I said to myself, if I don't change the way I think, I'll never change the way I live. That decision changed everything. I discovered that life can only be lived one day at a time. The past was gone, the future was fog. The only clear ground was today. I called it living in day-tight compartments, like a great ship closing its watertight doors so one leak cannot sink the whole vessel. Each morning I would close the doors on yesterday and tomorrow. Before I looked at my phone, well, in my time it was the morning paper, I would ask myself, what deserves my best attention today? Then I'd write down 3 things, no more, and give myself permission to focus only on those. Each evening, I opened my notebook and wrote 1 page. What went right? What I learned? And one thing I'd release before sleep. I made a rule: never drag tomorrow's worry into tonight's rest. And several times a day, I stopped for 30 seconds. I'd feel my breath, feel my feet on the ground, look around, and ask myself, where am I right now? That simple question pulled my mind out of fear and back into life. Live this day fully, seal it tight. Tomorrow will open soon enough. I also discovered a simple formula that could dissolve almost any worry. Step 1, I'd ask myself, what's the worst that can possibly happen? Step 2, I'd prepare to accept that worst if I must. Step 3, I'd calmly work to improve upon it. When you accept the worst, fear loses its teeth. I remember once fearing the loss of a contract my business needed to survive. I couldn't sleep. Finally, I sat down and wrote, the worst that can happen is we lose it. If that happens, I'll start over. Once I accepted that truth, my mind cleared. I came up with a new plan, acted on it, and saved the deal. Acceptance opened the door to creativity. Try it yourself. Take a sheet of paper and write what you're worried about. Describe the absolute worst that could happen. Then breathe through it and write what you'd do next. When you face the monster, it shrinks. Worry doesn't just steal your peace, it steals your health. I've seen more people die from tension than from overwork. When you worry, your bloodstream fills with chemicals meant for danger that never comes. Your heart races, your stomach churns, your muscles tighten. Sleep disappears. Energy drains away. There are warning signs to watch for. You wake up tired even after a full night's sleep. You feel tension in your neck or jaw that never fades, and you can't remember the last time you laughed. That's when it's time to stop. Rest before you're exhausted. Take 5 deep breaths before every meal. Move your body. Walk, stretch, breathe fresh air. Imagine trading years of your life for thoughts that never help you. That's a bad deal. Don't make it. The best medicine for worry is work. The mind cannot worry and work at the same time. When your hands are busy with something useful, worry has no place to sit. So keep busy with purpose. Create something, help someone, learn something new, move your body, organize your space, connect with a friend, and take a quiet moment each day to reflect or pray. When your heart is engaged, fear goes silent. Still, I found that most of what eats at us are small things. little irritations that grow big only because we feed them. Someone cuts you off in traffic, and you replay it all day. A friend forgets to call, and you take it as rejection. But a week later, none of it matters. So I began asking myself, will this matter in 5 years, 5 months, 5 days? If the answer was no, why waste 5 minutes of peace? Before reacting, I'd stop and ask that question. If it wouldn't matter beyond 5 days, I'd let it go. If it might shape my future 5 years from now, I'd act wisely and move on. You can't control what happens, but you can control what you magnify. Try this. Write down every small irritation from your week. Then cross out the ones that won't matter in a month. You'll be amazed how much peace you reclaim by refusing to feed the small stuff. Some troubles you can fix, others you must accept. When rain falls, you can curse the clouds or use the water to grow something new. That's what it means to cooperate with the inevitable. Fighting what you can't change only drains your strength. Acceptance doesn't mean giving up. It means working with life, not against it. Be like the willow that bends in the wind, not the oak that breaks. When you stop fighting reality, you free your energy to heal and to build. Here's a small practice that changed my life. When I faced something I couldn't change, I whispered to myself, "This too belongs to life." Then I asked, what can I learn from it? Even pain became lighter when I gave it purpose. When confusion came, and it often did, I'd take out a piece of paper and write 4 questions. What am I worried about? What are the facts? What can I do? Which action is best? And then I acted. Not tomorrow, today. Writing turns vague fear into something you can see and manage. Try keeping a small notebook, a worry journal. Each time anxiety rises, write it down, answer those 4 questions, and finish with one action you can take before the day ends. That single act of writing will quiet your mind more than hours of rumination. Because action cures anxiety, indecision feeds it. When you decide, even a small thing, your spirit steadies. You move from being a victim of your thoughts to the captain of your soul. So breathe. Focus on what's real. Do the next small right thing, and let tomorrow take care of itself.
I've seen how much of life we waste dragging the past behind us. Old regrets, missed chances, words we wish we'd said differently. But the truth is simple. You can't saw sawdust. The past is finished. No matter how many times you replay it, it will never change. For years, I lived in yesterday. I rehearsed old arguments, regretted choices I couldn't undo, and carried guilt like a stone in my pocket. Then one day I realized something that set me free. I had been trying to build my future with materials that no longer existed. The past can teach you, but it can't hold you. So forgive yourself. Close that door gently. Say to yourself, I did the best I could with what I knew then. And then step into the light of today. If you carry guilt, try this. Write a letter to your younger self. Tell that person what you've learned. Tell them they can rest now. Then burn or tear the letter. It's a small ceremony of release, a quiet goodbye. to what can't be changed. When you forgive yourself, the weight in your chest begins to lift. You make room for new beginnings. One of the surest ways to destroy your peace is comparison. I know, I did it too. I looked at others, their success, their confidence, their ease, and I told myself I was behind. We scroll, we compare, and we forget that we only see someone else's highlights, not their hidden struggles. I had to learn that comparison is a thief that never sleeps. So I made myself a promise. I would find myself and be myself, because there's no one else on earth like me. And there's no one else like you. You were born with a rhythm that's your own. When you live by that rhythm, you flourish. When you try to match someone else's, you stumble. If you want peace, practice 3 small things. First, limit what you compare. Use inspiration, not imitation. Second, count your blessings more often than you check your feed. And third, remember, everyone you envy carries a burden you can't see. Peace begins where imitation ends. Life will hand you lemons, losses, disappointments, betrayals. I've had my share. But I discovered something important. If life gives you a lemon, make lemonade. Every obstacle holds the seed of an equal or greater benefit. I once lost an opportunity I thought I couldn't live without. At first I felt crushed, but that loss pushed me to create something new, something truly mine. What began as failure became purpose. So when you face hardship, ask yourself a simple question. How can I use this? That question turns pain into power. It changes your story from why me to what now. I've learned a simple formula that I live by. Pain plus reflection equals growth. Don't let bitterness have the last word. You can't control what happens, but you can control what it becomes inside you. Worry often hides behind resentment. We replay what someone said or did, hoping our anger will somehow make it right. But resentment is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. I had to teach myself never to waste a minute thinking about people I didn't like. Forgiveness isn't about them, it's about me. It's freedom from the chain around my own heart. If someone still makes your chest tighten, picture their face and quietly say, I release you. I refuse to carry this anymore. You don't have to approve of what they did. You just have to stop letting it live rent-free in your mind. Forgiveness isn't weakness, it's strength. The strength to choose peace over poison. Peace of mind doesn't come from one grand decision. It grows from small, daily habits, the little things you do without even noticing. Those habits become the soil your life grows in. Smile more often. It softens your own heart before it reaches anyone else's. Speak kindly, especially to yourself. Gratitude and fear can't live in the same heart. When you start listing what's good, worry slips away like a shadow at sunrise. Here are 7 habits that keep my heart calm. Wake up a few minutes earlier and sit in silence before the day begins. Eat slowly and actually taste your food. Walk outside once a day, even for 5 minutes. Write down 3 things you're grateful for each night. Speak 1 word of kindness to someone who doesn't expect it. Read something that nourishes your mind instead of draining it. And before bed, whisper thank you. Not because the day was perfect, but because it was yours. Your body is the house your mind lives in. When the body is tired, the mind loses balance. Fatigue and worry are partners in crime. When you're exhausted, small problems look enormous. So rest before you're empty. Close your eyes for 5 minutes during the day. Stretch your hands, your neck, your back. Take slow breaths in a gentle rhythm. Inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. That pattern tells your body you are safe. It quiets the storm in your nervous system. When you feel worn out, don't call yourself lazy. Call yourself human. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't think clearly with a weary mind. Rest is not weakness, it's wisdom. Now, let me tell you about enthusiasm, one of the most powerful forces I've ever known. I used to say, act enthusiastic, and you'll be enthusiastic. It may sound simple, even naive, but I promise you, it works. Energy is contagious. When you throw yourself into your work, your relationships, your goals, with genuine excitement, fear and doubt have no place to live. Enthusiasm isn't noise or performance. It's love in motion. It's the spark that turns routine into joy. The formula is simple. Interest plus purpose plus action equals enthusiasm. If you've lost your spark, find something to care about again, even something small. Start there, because motion creates emotion. Act first, and the feeling will follow. And under everything I've taught, beneath all the methods, the steps, and the principles, there's one foundation: faith. Not necessarily religious faith, but faith in life itself. Faith that things can unfold in ways you don't yet understand. Faith that you can handle what comes next. It's that quiet belief that every dark tunnel eventually opens to light, that even when the road bends, it's still leading somewhere worth going. You don't have to see the whole road to take the first step. Trust the process. Life has carried you through every challenge so far. It will carry you again. I once told a story that still lives in my heart. A farmer lost his horse one night, and his neighbors said, "That's terrible." He replied, "Maybe." The next day the horse returned, bringing 2 wild horses with it. The neighbors said, "That's wonderful." He replied, "Maybe." Then his son tried to tame one of the wild horses and broke his leg. "Terrible," said the neighbors. "Maybe," said the farmer. A week later, soldiers came to draft young men for war. They saw the boy's broken leg and passed him by. Life is like that. You never really know what's good or bad until the story is finished. So stop judging every event as a disaster or a blessing. Just keep walking with trust. Do your part, and let life do the rest. And that, my friend, is the heart of it all. We cannot control what happens, but we can control how we respond. We can choose to face each sunrise as a new beginning, to meet uncertainty with curiosity instead of fear, to stop predicting disaster and start expecting possibility. Today is life, the only life you are sure of. Get interested in something. Shake yourself awake. Let the winds of enthusiasm sweep through you. Live today with all your heart. So before you go, pause for a moment. Take a deep breath. Feel it move through you, the quiet proof that you are still here, still capable of joy. Let the past lie peacefully behind you. Stop rehearsing worries that haven't happened. Look around you. The world is full of small miracles, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the laughter from another room, the steady rhythm of your own heartbeat. That is life calling. Answer it. When you wake tomorrow, tell yourself, just for today, I will live. I will not borrow trouble from tomorrow or guilt from yesterday. I will give my best to this day alone. Then go out and live it. Fill it with gratitude, kindness, courage, and enthusiasm. Do the small things well. Smile at strangers. Forgive quickly. Rest when you're tired. Work when you're able. Because worry cannot survive in the presence of action, gratitude, and love. When you live in this moment, fully, freely, without fear, you stop merely existing and start truly living. Tomorrow may never come, but today is here, waiting for you to live it.